One fleeting decision, one hidden truth I believed I could bury, has stripped me of everything I held dear. A single lapse in judgment unraveled my entire world. When I first crossed paths with Daniel, I was convinced he was my soulmate. His kindness, his steadfastness, his unwavering commitment to me. They felt like the foundation of a lifetime together. We married young, weaving our lives into a tapestry of shared dreams. A home, careers, a tight-knit group of friends. For years, I believed we were living the perfect life. But as time passed, the spark of our early days dimmed. What once was passion and connection morphed into a rhythm of routines and obligations. His work consumed him, leaving me to wrestle with a growing sense of isolation. I never intended to deceive him. I never meant to cause him pain. But loneliness has a way of pushing you toward reckless choices, and one reckless moment altered the trajectory of my existence. On a work trip, I let myself get swept up in a moment of weakness with someone who wasn't my husband. In that fleeting instance, I convinced myself it was insignificant, a fleeting indiscretion that would never touch my marriage. I thought I could lock it away, pretend it never happened, and carry on as if my life were unchanged. But reality doesn't bend to such delusions. Weeks later, Daniel began to feel unwell. When the doctor diagnosed him with an infection, the ground beneath me gave way. Deep down, I knew I was the cause. I wanted to deny it, to feign ignorance, to shield myself from the truth. But when Daniel's eyes met mine, filled with suspicion, and he asked if I'd been unfaithful, my expression betrayed me. That night, I poured out the truth. The trip, the mistake, the betrayal. I pleaded that it was unintentional, that I was consumed by remorse, that my love for him remained unshaken. But my words fell on deaf ears. Daniel's face drained of color, his hands trembling. The pain in his eyes wasn't just from the infection. It was the agony of realizing the person he trusted most had shattered his world. He didn't raise his voice at first, didn't lash out. He simply uttered a single sentence that broke me. "You've ruined everything we had for nothing." From that moment, my life unraveled like a thread pulled from a seam. Daniel filed for divorce almost immediately, moving out and severing all contact except through legal channels. He shared the truth with his family, and soon, whispers turned into a chorus of judgment. I was no longer just a woman who erred. I became the antagonist in every retelling of our story. The fallout didn't end there. Daniel held me responsible for his medical expenses, his stress, and even the humiliation he faced when colleagues learned of our collapse. He pursued a lawsuit against me for damages, and though I doubted it would succeed, the ordeal of standing in court, with every detail of my private life exposed, was excruciating. At the same time, my professional life began to crumble. Gossip spread like wildfire, and one morning, my boss summoned me to his office. His eyes, heavy with disappointment, met mine as he suggested it was time for me to leave. I walked out clutching a box of my belongings, uncertain how I'd afford my next rent payment. The divorce was finalized swiftly, leaving Daniel with the house, the car, and most of our savings. I was left with a handful of boxes, and an apartment I could barely afford. Friends I thought would stand by me drifted away, some out of loyalty to Daniel, others out of disdain for me. In a matter of months, I was jobless, evicted from my apartment, and utterly alone. I remember the first night in that barren apartment, staring at blank walls, grappling with how swiftly a life built over years could collapse when trust is broken. If I could go back, I'd scream at the version of myself who made that choice. I'd warn her that the loneliness she felt wasn't worth demolishing a marriage, a career, a reputation. I'd tell her that the fleeting solace she chased would leave only lasting wounds. Because the truth is this: mistakes don't vanish quietly. Secrets don't remain buried. When they surface, they devastate everything in their wake. I thought I could contain the fallout, but the fallout consumed me. It cost me my husband, my livelihood, my stability, and my sense of self-worth. Now, I sit in a small, sparse room, surrounded by nothing but my regrets. Daniel has moved forward, never looking back, never reaching out. To him, I'm merely the woman who broke his heart, unworthy of forgiveness. And perhaps he's right. So if you're wondering whether a secret can stay hidden, whether a single mistake can be brushed aside, let my story serve as a cautionary tale. I believed I could outrun the consequences. Instead, they claimed everything. One careless choice, one infection I unknowingly passed to my husband, and now I'm divorced, jobless, and alone. A burden I'll carry for the rest of my life.